They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. First carry now for the LSU alum, Ty Davis-Price. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Throwing now is Lance. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And they will score a pick-6 for the Bears touchdown. Well, on the opening drive, he was looking for a big chunk play. Unfortunately, that time, the secondary was ready for it. Charles picked it off. Not only that, they take it the other way for points.
Homework, preparation, research, it all comes back to that, BJ. Scouting your opponent, not just the players, but the coaches too, and seeing what they call to begin a game, find out their tendencies. They recognized the early deep ball was part of their opposing game plan, and they weren't caught off guard when it showed up.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now they contend with a second and 12 after the loss. Here's Lance. Oh, and the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either. Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Chicago! DeAndre Swift with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. The crowd goes, first do no harm. Right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack?
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Tanner Muse in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back.
Well, Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is? It could be for the game the way that things are going right now. I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Touchdown, Bears! Kadarius Toney, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point attempt to come here. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but The way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And some space here. And he takes this all the way down to the Bears' 35-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. First down, here's Mitchell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On second down, here's Mitchell. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, that means talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Swift will take it in. Touchdown, Bears. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. This is taken way up at the 25. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Lance. And his throw here's incomplete.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. He's got a man, complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Lance now on first down. He's got a man, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the...
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Rolling to his left. And he finds Corey Davis. He's got room at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Kadarius Toney with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears are able to add on to their first half lead. They'll go in for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Lance to throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Roquan Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And they'll go for it. Lance. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
2nd and 6.
Check mash, check mash.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his direction.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
On 2nd down, Swift.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
DeAndre Swift
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This is taken way up at the 25. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That's complete to Tony. Finding space at the 40.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll run right here with Swift.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They'll look to throw. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. So the completion good for 7 there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Ready up.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Okay, ready? Ready?
Davis-Price on 1st and 10.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Now Lance.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long.
He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
Well, they're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
Yeah, I guess I need to clarify. I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. The Cardinals still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. It moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up for the first and goal.
Here's Swift. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
One more time with Swift.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer, and he's down to about the 2.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll run with Swift.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
DeAndre Swift
Punching it in from a yard away.
And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
And this a very, very short kick.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Lance and company going on 4th down.
Flush to his right. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
To throw, it's Lance. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Lance again here on 2nd and 10.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon.
And the Bearsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense can very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
A quick throw complete out to Beckham. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
At this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there's a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
18, Pioneer.
They'll drop to throw. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
114 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside from 8 yards out. And the Bears look like they're about to put an end to their two-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
The Lance going to throw. That's to Mitchell out of the backfield.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Lance now on first down.
His throw incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On second and 10,
Lance.
And now here's another interception.
Tanner Muse with it. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
Hold the ready. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, go!
They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he's got room. 20, 10, and they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Got to be feeling confident they're going to get off the schneid. An old coach told me he calls this a relief win. 0-3 would have been bad. You get to 1-2, you feel a lot better, don't you?
That is so true, and you feel better about yourself. You think to yourself, okay, we're still in the playoff hunt. We're not out of it at 0-3. But the other part, too, it leads to doubt about your system, leads to doubt about your coaches. They don't have to worry about that now. They can move forward.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On third down, here's Mitchell.
And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up fourth down.
That's a really nice job of them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
Lance now to throw. That's caught downfield by Kittle.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
Fielded right around the 8. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And
now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by Tarvarius Moore.
And the Niners will take over here just shy of the 30.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Throwing on 2nd and long.
Lance.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon.
And the Bears come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream
Go!